I say I had a boring childhood. Kyle started it for 8:05. We've got 7 people in that's trying to listen. 6 people in the meeting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sixpence on the roof. Not on the
Some name of the song.
That's not the name of the song.
Remember the group?
Uh,
That was 2 notes, by the way, in case you were wondering. It's a tricky one because they only had 1 song. There you go. The impression that I get.
I'm just gonna stop humoring you, Mike. Should even blowfish, by the way. What's the name of that song? Caffeine. Caffeine?
Yeah, don't get us in trouble on YouTube.
What's the name of
We're
the
going to
song?
get demonetized on YouTube.
Oh no, they're
No,
gonna
we'll get more than that. We'll get more than that.
No, they'll just demonetize you.
our 5 views.
No copyright strike? What are you talking about?
Oh, we'll just say we're the Russian news and we'll be fine.
You want to get that one? Please, sorry. All right, I got some.
Give me this. Give me this. You're in timeout. All right, I'm gonna have a locker and everyone's gonna put their phone in it until the end of class. Because Michael can't stop messing with his phone. Yeah, Michael. Should we wait till 8:10? Any last stragglers? Yeah, we can go.
People can pop in later.
Yeah, it's recording. Are we recording, Kyle?
Yeah, I said I'd start at 8:05.
Okay. Well, thank you for being punctual.
No, 5 seconds late, whatever.
What? Well, it's hard when it's right here. I have to stand here now. Hello, welcome to the August meeting of FamiLAB. This meeting is live streamed on the internet and recorded for posterity. So if you do not want anything to be on the internet for all to see and know forever, please remove yourself from the meeting. Dan is not here. Don't, Mike, you're... Dan is not here, so I'll do the financials. We are currently +1 member, -2 this month, for a total of 115. That includes family members and special cases. Financials are stable. We're not doing great, but we're doing stable enough. There was no donations this month. And for general update, events. We want to see people here. If you have an idea for an event or class, see the Slack channel, events and classes. There's a jot form, I think it is, to sign up there. We're just gonna blaze. Well, we had 10 perspectives, but 1, 2, 3, 4 showed up. You're not a prospective member. So I was planning to blaze through this. Mike's going to talk to us about Maker Faire.
Cool. Let me not slouch here. Hello. Maker Faire Orlando is coming up. Has anyone ever been to Maker Faire or is unaware of what Maker Faire is?
Tell me what Maker Faire is.
What's Maker Faire?
Dollar asshole. Maker Faire is Orlando's, Central Florida's largest show and tell. And it is full of everything from craftspeople, artists, cosplayers, people who just print a bunch of stuff and put it on a table, people who make woodworking things, pretty much any exhibit that you would want to show off what you've made ever, you can pop it on the table and show it off at Maker Faire, and people ooh and ah over it, and you get much admiration, and it's super fun. There are It's at the Central Florida Fairgrounds, first weekend in November, 5th and 6th. I think they're the actual dates. That sounds right.
Yes.
It's super cool. If you want to exhibit, you should sign up. There is a link that we will provide. We'll just put in the announcements channel. But makerfairorlando.com, send you there. You can sign up to be an exhibitor. It's free to exhibit. It's free to exhibit. If you want to sell, there's a nominal fee, but that's only if you're selling a bunch of stuff. If you want to just attend, I don't know if they're doing the pre-sale tickets anymore, but it is the 10-year anniversary of the fair. There's a bunch of these around the country. For this one, this is our 10th year, but Maker Fair has been going on for 17, 15 years, something like that. It's been a long time.
I think we're the biggest all volunteer.
Yes. Yeah, by an order of magnitude.
Yeah, like we're one of the biggest maker fairs that still happen.
Yeah. A lot of maker fairs fizzled out after Make Magazine stopped doing their fairs a number of years ago.
FamiLAB, though, will have a table. Don't turn the laptop, please.
Okay.
Yeah, FamiLAB will have a table or two. So if you'd like to attend the fair and get free admission and spend a few hours preaching the ways of FamiLAB at the table, we would love to have you. Once again, join the Maker Fair channel so we can start coordinating. We can also use some people
It's open.
who can help us carry stuff to and from the table and before and after the fair.
Oh, I did.
And
The lights are off though.
somebody to even help coordinate who's going to be preaching the way of FamiLAB at the table.
So
We need a coordinator for the lab.
yeah, so just kind of add on what Brian's saying. So FamiLAB as a organization will have 1 to 2 tables. That is, FamiLAB as an organization. If you have an independent project, like Roger makes knives, among other things, and he might want to show off his knives, it doesn't all have to go on the 1 or 2 tables at FamiLAB. It could be in the same area in an adjacent space. And that's how we prefer to do as much as we can, because that way if Brian's sitting at the table and then has to go out and get food or something, Roger can take over and kind of jump between a few tables. We want to put all of the FamiLABers together in one area if we can. So when you sign up, I think there's still a field where it says, are you part of an organization or something, put FamiLAB down there, and then they'll make sure everybody's together.
Yeah, and if you don't want to sign up by yourself, but you still want to show stuff off, we're happy to have you at the FamiLAB table.
Yep. Because of course the FamiLAB table does need some stuff on it too.
Yes. We will not be doing Learn to Solder, unfortunately.
But and for the record, I am going to be running the Power Wheels Racing event again that weekend. Willie is involved with combat robotics. I don't know to what extent, but he'll probably be doing all of it.
Running it? I don't know.
So we'll need volunteers.
So we
Yes.
will need people to volunteer to do it.
Yes. We will need people to volunteer for the FamiLAB table or their own tables or both. So yes, please join Maker Fair Chan
We should,
and watch in announcements.
yeah, we should spam the announcement channel.
Yes.
Last year, Maker Effects had half the building. We had a table.
Hey, Mike, speak up.
I said last year, Maker Effects had half the building, and we had a table. So we could probably show more things.
Yes. So, Maker Fair channel, we'll spam it in announcements. Anybody who's interested in exhibiting or volunteering with FamiLAB's table. Volunteerships are typically 4 hours, and then you get the rest of the day for free. It can be 2 hours and 2 hours, or 4 hours in one chunk.
And if you really hate FamiLAB that much but want to volunteer for the fair anyway, you can still do that and still get the same kind of deal for the fair.
Yes.
So if you're like, screw FamiLAB, those guys suck a lot, but I really want to help out Maker Fair, you can sign up on the website right next to where you can sign up for Maker.
And both FamiLAB and the Maker Fair are 501c3 organizations, so time volunteered there can be put towards any community service. If you have kids that are in high school, it can go towards hours they need. It's all it counts as hours worked for a nonprofit organization.
So you can tell your probation officer as well.
Yeah, if you're on probation,
Right.
Yeah.
I'll sign off on it. But
First thing I was thinking.
it's true.
You gotta make sure your ankle monitor will allow you to go though.
Speaking of Michael King, Mike
Oh, hi.
King has put snacks in the fridge in lieu of a vending machine. He's going to put a QR code on there for PayPal. Currently, there is a donation box in there. Pay what you think what you take is worth. It is the top shelf,
Top 2 shelves.
top 2 shelves. The rest is probably people's. So
I'll put some labels on it tonight.
yes.
So we know that they're, for donation or that's someone's lunch.
Yes. Thank you, Mike, for providing snacks for the peoples.
If there is something that you really, really want that is not included, if there's something you really want that is not included in the vending machine, fridge, whatever you want to call it, put a note in the Dropbox that said, I really wish there were Dr. Peppers in there instead of Coca-Cola because Coca-Cola sucks and no one drinks Coca-Cola. Literally shaking her head. You can't see with this camera. But drop a note in there. One note is fine. I don't need repeated notes. I'm going to check that box once a week and, get any notes or cash out of there. Go from there. It's just pay what you want. Like seriously, just if you think it's worth $1, put $1 in there. If you think it's worth $5, put $5. It's just I'm not trying to make money on it. I'm just trying to keep snacks here so I have something to snack on. Also, the water cooler works now.
It's a new water cooler.
It's a new to us water cooler. Don't lift up the top, but it's fine.
This one doesn't have googly eyes on it.
Yet.
So buy some googly eyes and put it on it.
Okay.
How did we get this thing to cooperate before?
We never
You just
did.
walked around.
Oh, well.
Oh man, that was the best part.
Brian has been working on new door code. So thank you, Brian, for helping bring us into present day, recent past of code technology.
Yes, because we had such a large number of people last time say they would help, where I'm coming back again this month to say, please help.
Yep.
There's a few little things left to do, mostly on the operations part that I could use help with, as well as somebody who's not need to do code review, because 2 sets of eyes on the code means there's that many fewer bugs. So it's not complex code, it's already on our GitHub.
Is there a channel that people can be in to?
Yes, programming channel.
So in the programming channel in Slack, discussion to be had, and Brian is BZ Wing
Yes,
something
yes, I'm on there.
on Slack. So if you want to help, even if it's just for code review, please hop in programming and or ping Brian.
It's JavaScript, right?
Yes, it is almost entirely JavaScript. But there will be
Almost
some.
entirely.
We also have to write the microcontroller code, which is either going to be an Arduino C or CircuitPython or something slightly more nebulous than I haven't done yet.
Something that works.
Yes, and it doesn't need to be that complex because the devices are going to be dumb. They just need to be able to make an HTTP call, say, I am this device, I have badge ID. Is this person allowed, true or false? And that's it. Super complex code.
That
we're dealing with
is
a database of like 150 parts.
Oh, we're not even dealing with a database. It's all going to be in a Google Sheet.
See, even easier.
Yeah, that way we don't even have to maintain and work with the data. No.
it's actually 150 people, but like 500 cards.
It's true. Because you can have multiple cards per person. too.
Yes,
No.
but
The biggest change is the primary key is effectively going to be the card, not the person.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if you have multiple cards, it's still the same key. They just like looking for.
Yeah. Now it's going to be each card is unique,
Okay.
and there's some metadata attached to the card that says owned by person.
I like.
Yeah.
kind of the way I've been treating the current door code in the last few
Because I know
years.
some people have their implants or their busy magic bands or other things put in there.
So pretty much what it comes down to is by using a Google Sheet to store the badge information, we then don't have to worry about writing the front end. All somebody just has to do is go into the Google Sheet, which already has Google access controls built in, so it's easier to lock that down. So we don't have to even worry about that part. Most of our code is query the Google Sheet, badge, location, do they match? Yes. Respond, success or failure. And then a little code on the device side saying, yes, success, unlock.
If you need something machined, let me know.
Yes.
That brings us to the end of the official agenda. We kept it short this month. We had a good number of perspectives to introduce. Does anybody have anything they would like to add to the agenda or show and tell or what have you? No. Oh, one show and tell. Shay dropped this printer off. It is free to a good home. It is a Eris? CMC something or another? Here goes power
It
supply.
now has a broken power supply.
So if anybody wants to take it home, please do. Thank you, Shay, or whoever
It
takes it.
should be working, it's just a small printer.
Yeah, it is very small.
But tall? But tall?
Kind of tall. I mean, it's the, what do you call that? This type?
Delta?
A delta. So.
But on the scale of consumer printers, it is a small build volume, but it is free to good home and in working condition.
So, someone wants it, take it, please.
Put it on the fridge table with a note saying "Take me."
If nobody has anything else to add, upcoming events. We tentatively have a cookout.
You may recall this from being scheduled last year before Delta became a thing.
That's August 17th. That's not right. That's tomorrow.
Delta's had a lot.
Oh, yeah, it looks like you muted.
Who's muted?
You are.
No, I'm talking to that.
No,
Oh.
it's the computer that's projecting is not the same computer that's recording.
Yeah, my
Because
computer
we're not good enough
is.
with technology to figure that out.
Just kidding. That was a joke.
No, we're good enough to work
Work around
around it.
It
That's
is
all marketing at this point, yeah.
September
I like
17th,
that.
by the way.
September 17th, we're gonna have a cookout, social time. So we'll buy meats and stuff and have grills. It'll be mostly outside, I think we said.
Outside, inside, because
Yeah,
the Bay Area, because
we just want to have a shindig and get together and have fun, hang out, see each other, and eat food.
we still have the fireworks Gatling gun.
We do. Adult beverages will be allowed, BYOB. Keep it under your control, no underage drinking, or I will murder you.
Don't do that, that requires paperwork.
The next open house is the second Tuesday of September, which next month is the 13th.
So 2 days before the cookout.
Yep. The next board meeting is the second Thursday of September, which hilariously is before the second Tuesday, so that'll be September 8th. And the next member meeting is the third Tuesday of September, which is the 20th. And all of those three are at 8 p.m.
Cookout time is to be decided, but probably afternoon-ish.
Yeah,
It should be evening because it
1,
cools off
2.
eventually.
3. I think 3 is our usual start time for Saturday events.
You may want to push it back because, oh my God, it's Florida in September.
Not bad. It's fun.
Let's get better. It's still gonna be hot.
All right.
Says on the
With all of that out of the way,
And also, isn't that weekend like peak hurricane season?
hopefully, then it's a hurricane party.
No hurricane parties.
Only if the hurricane's coming here.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the
If there's an
hurricane's
evacuation
coming to
order, we close. However, if it's the normal Florida hurricane, rainy, windy, little bit,
We have hurricane.
we have a hurricane party.
Coming the
What's
next
the category
day or
for?
whatever, or just left.
We've got tents. We're going to do member introductions for potential members. So, who wants to volunteer first? Not you, Mike. Sit down. And you don't have to sit, but that's generally
The
where.
stool is available for your use.
Okay.
So whether it's a prop.
Introduce yourself. How'd you find us? What interests you? What do you want to? Why do you want to join?
Well, originally I found, originally I found it just through a quick Google search after seeing, like on YouTube, something about a maker fair, or not a maker fair, but a maker space, hacker space. So I Googled and found this one and came in. That was years ago. I joined and stayed for a while, but I ended up not having time, so I just canceled my membership. I had too demanding of a job that kept me too busy. Now I started my own business and decided that since I work from home, I can just chill here, work from here, and work on stuff like talking about making knives and learning how to do that. So I have a million projects. Some of them are even marketing stuff for my business. So hopefully I can.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Adam. Wow.
That sounds great, no?
Right? Right? Who are you?
No, it's perfect. He made us
Yeah, that was the plan. That was the plan.
Are you a marketing professional?
Yeah. No, I
What
wish.
is your
That's what he wants to do.
It's FamiLAB. It's IT support for small to medium businesses. Yeah, no, marketing is the hard part, and that's why I have free time is because I suck at marketing. But yeah, so my name's Adam.
Do you need anyone to do accounting or bookkeeping for your business?
No, actually, kind of making my mom do it because she's a CPA. So
That's better
Lucky?
than
What the
99% of the other
Yeah.
businesses. You're like, oh, my mom's doing it, or
I'm
my
jealous.
wife's doing it.
yeah,
I do all my accounting on a Word document.
it started with an Excel document. It didn't work out very well. Texting was rough. So, but I don't do a ton of business right now, so it's not as bad. She can do it in her free time, basically.
Does anybody have any questions for Adam?
I asked like 3.
What?
I asked like 3 already.
Any more questions?
What's my name count?
I'd like to volunteer the questions that you asked me and everybody else last time. Is like, what was it? It was, what do you want to learn? What are you going to teach us? And I think there was another one, and I love those.
What
questions.
do you want to learn? What can we learn from you? And what was the other one?
What's your favorite fandom?
Oh, what's your favorite
yes, that's what it
fandom?
was.
Yeah, I can
Totally
answer
butchered
these
that
all
one.
the same way I did last time. Doctor Who fandom. As for what I want to learn, there's a bunch. Like I said, knife making. I want to learn more about welding. I went over this in my head because I knew it was going to be a question. Now I forgot. So.
Oh shit! You remember the questions we asked last time you joined?
And what can I teach you? Last time I said to sail, but to sail a boat, but poorly. I can still do that probably just as poorly. But
So what you're saying is you haven't learned anything?
I kind of stopped doing boats for a while, working on boats and stuff because it was just too time consuming. And that whole joke about boats, just a hole in the water you throw money into, it's absolutely, even when you try and do it Craigslist cheap, it still ends up being a lot.
Doesn't boat stand for bust out another 1,000?
Yeah, break it up 1,000. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. It's pretty bad, but me and my buddy just sold our well, not just, but a few months back we sold the one boat we actually had going good, and partly because we realized that there was a lot more to learn. Almost died in the inlet, but yeah. But so yeah, I can teach you how to sail just poorly and possibly die.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have another volunteer before I start yelling at you at random? Yeah, set you guys that way so you're not blinded by the.
My name's Paul, fairly new to the area. I'm from Houston.
Moved here about 6 months ago for a job. I'm in IT and security, so cameras, door access, that type of stuff. Star Wars fandom. Yeah, great.
Weren't expecting to be volunteered.
Woodworking, like CNC and stuff. I have some stuff at home, but kind of it's all consumer grade, nothing really,
Hodgepodge.
Yeah, but that's really about it. Kind of new to the area, and I was one of the TRX labs in Houston, which is, if you ever get a chance, go there.
It's huge and crazy.
It's amazing. But yeah, so just trying to find a place to call home and build and have fun.
Cool. Any specific questions
I do.
for?
Yes.
So you've been here for 6 months. Are there like specific like places, venues, or things that you like to do that you like some more like kind of like, hey, like go here if you like this?
So whenever I haven't really done anything here, but we moved.
What do you like?
Well, Disney. I haven't even been there yet. So my wife is from the Florida area. She was a tattoo artist years ago and loved it. So, but her family was in Texas, so we got married like 20 years ago, and she finally said, "I'm fucking tired of Texas, so let's go back to Florida." So she followed me around for 20 years. So I was like, "All right, what the hell?"
You could start at Disney Springs. It's free, parking's free, and everything else, and you don't have to pay like $1 million to go do everything.
Yeah.
And then you go there.
What's the closest you've ever come to dying on the water?
Dying on the water?
All right, that's a
That's a good question.
Really, I haven't. I mean, I've been deep sea fishing. I try to avoid dying.
Don't go sailing with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid that one. Yeah. So, but yeah, try to avoid it at all costs. So, anything else?
Do you know where the hospital's located?
Yeah, right down the street.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Also, all y'all talking about dying, if you do plan on dying, you can write FamiLAB into your will as a 501c3.
No suggestion last meeting. We know a great lawyer.
You're next.
That was with your name, Daniel.
Yeah, I am Daniel, as
Hi,
Mike just
Daniel.
introduced me. Thank you.
Yes, hi, Daniel.
Saved me some time there. I don't have a lot more prepared from that.
Perfect.
Short story, I am new to this makerspace, but I'm not new to makerspaces. I did tech shop from 2012 to 2017 when they crashed and closed. I was on a board of advisors for a hacker dojo, and I was most active with BioCurious, which is a bio makerspace.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not a biologist or a chemist, but I can help from the security side and from like the compliance side. And yeah, I think what I'm most interested in learning right now is going to be the laser printer. I have experience with a CAD, but I've never used that type of equipment before. I have some woodworking, but only enough to be dangerous.
Quick note.
Yeah.
Laser printer's behind you. That's the laser cutter.
Oh, the laser cutter. Thank you.
Laser printer's easy to use.
See, yeah. But you start with the terminology, right? You get the terms first, then you move on.
I'm pretty sure laser printers and printers in general are more temperamental than the laser cutter.
That's true. The laser
Well, I
cutter.
feel comforted by that.
Yeah,
That's good to
laser
know.
cutter's a lot easier to use.
Sand printers, they're the worst things.
For what I can teach, honestly, don't know. I know a little bit of woodworking, but nothing impressive. And if you need help with like import-export laws or something, maybe. But besides that, what was the last category?
I have a great question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since you're well experienced in the hacker spaces of prior years, BioCurious, Hacker Dojo, Next Space, that kind of thing. What?
No, they really don't.
What from there can you learn from what didn't work for them that you can teach us to make us not fall apart?
Don't be for profit.
Yeah, I mean, so the for-profit definitely hurt the maker or the tech shop. Inventory has been a nightmare for most nonprofits. Things come and disappear, and it gets the wrong type of attention.
You can't have inventory if you don't keep one.
Yeah, well, that is one, but security through obscurity doesn't work too well when the IRS shows up.
It's true. If you're not a nonprofit, then they're
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. Yeah. So inventory can get a little messy there, and then just if you're dealing with like controlled substances, like I know BioCure struggles with this a lot because it's not that they're dealing with anything dangerous in and of itself.
Precursors.
But yeah, exactly. You don't want to have like a ton of this showing up on your inventory and then losing it. They get a little grumpy about that for obvious reasons.
I don't know what happened to the black powder.
But there's a lot of DMT around.
Yeah, and I mean, and then the only other challenge is just maintaining volunteer momentum.
That's a challenge for
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, but universal problem. So
You hit the 7-year itch, and no one goes downhill.
Yep.
Any
Have
other-
you been into our biohacker space, even though you were not a biologist?
I have fiddled with it.
Yeah, there's things in there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm again like I could hack my way through it. It
Perfect.
does sound fun. I think someone mentioned they were doing GFP before, which I have worked with. We made little like glow in the dark tobacco plants, and someone made a lily of all things, like
What?
glow in the dark. GFP.
Yeah, I've
Can
gone
we
in the
make
dark
really
once.
glow in the dark?
Right, that's it.
Yeah, it's called body paint.
Any other questions?
Do you want the key to that space? It can become yours.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Perfect.
Why don't
Yeah.
we wait and make sure I'm not like a danger to yourself and others?
No,
That's exactly what
Makes
someone
it more
who's a
fun,
would say.
Exactly. See, very
I like this
suspicious
guy.
behavior.
We should give him the
It's currently unlocked.
That's all. That's recorded.
Any additional questions for Daniel?
Thank you, kind of.
Thank you.
Can I make a PSA for the laser cutter?
Yes.
Can we make sure to use the schedule? Because I came in like 2 weeks ago and ran into somebody that was doing like a 5-hour cut, and I really needed to use it, and I couldn't. So,
Yes, I will. We're going to be doing an announcement post after this, so I will make sure to include that in the announcement post because people should be using the schedule. I have it set to be the homepage for Google, and I believe I have Chrome set to open when the computer turns on.
the funny thing was open on the computer, so when the guy's like, "Oh, we have a schedule," I'm like, "Yeah, we do." But
I'll also put a sign on the laser.
sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Jason Good Owens in the chat.
Oh, yeah, he's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're muted. It is your turn to introduce.
Woohoo! Hey guys, I'm Jason. I'm a former. Oh, hey guys, I'm Jason. I'm a former FamiLAB member from way back in the day. About 10 years ago, I was actually involved in the first couple of maker fairs that we were involved with. I had to bow out because I just didn't have the time to do it. But now I do, and now I'm back. I'm a 30-year veteran of the motion picture business. I've lived in Orlando for about 15 years now. I do almost exclusively commercials now, but I work constantly. I'm extremely busy all the time working on, if it's a Disney commercial, I probably worked on it. If it's something with Tom Brady or any of the local celebrities, I probably worked on it. I don't know. It's what I do. It's how I make my money. As far as what I can teach you guys, I can teach you about the movie business if you want. I'm fairly good at lighting. I'm really good at coloring. I worked with some of the top DPs in the industry, so I got that going for me. I want to learn. I want to learn to use the mills for sure. I want to learn a whole lot more about metalworking. I would like to eventually move up to the CNC. I'd love to learn how to use the lathe. I'd love to get a wood lathe in there too. I've always been fascinated with wood lathing, but
We have a wood lathe.
do we?
Yeah, we don't.
I didn't see one when I was there last week, but
We have tools now.
We have a few tools.
Oh,
It-
sweet.
It's home is going to move soon
right.
because it's kind of just out in the open.
Perfect.
And then fandom. I'm not really. Australian rules football is my big thing. I'm not really into a whole lot of other stuff, Star Wars, Star Trek, that kind of thing. But you put an Australian rules football game on in front of me, and I'll sit and watch it for sure. And I'll drag you all in with me. Eventually, you'll understand why it's the greatest sport on the planet.
We have a nice new projector if you wanted to come in here and host a little
Sweet.
watch party or something.
Sweet. Well, I've got a membership with the Watch AFL. I'll turn it on and bore you guys to tears with it.
The waffle? Blue?
But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting back into the space. It's come a long way since I was a member. You got a bunch of cool shit in there now, and I'm very anxious to get my hands on it and start learning on some of that stuff.
So, do you remember the 800 square foot space, or just the 400 square foot space, or just the 4,000?
I mean, it was obvious. It was in the same place for sure. I feel like it's the same. It's the same size as it is now.
Okay.
It was just laid out different.
Yeah.
You know,
we gained a little over 2,000 square feet between that space and this one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Somebody said that the Power Wheels that I made for the very first Maker Faire is still up on the thing somewhere. It was a Princess car with missiles mounted on the side, and we had.
I think it's the Pontiac that got changed 3 times, and now it's something different.
Love it.
But
the Princess Mobile lives on.
it's currently non-functional. But
It was barely functional then. Like it was.
they're
But
all
it did have like oil slicks, and it
that's
had
all
like
the
little,
thing with Power Wheels is that they're barely functional always.
yeah. But yeah, I hope that I'm available. My schedule, like I said, I'm really busy all the time, and because I'm a freelancer, I never know when my next job's coming. So I never know when, I could get a call right now and like, oh, I'm out for 2 weeks. I got to go do this or I got to go do that. But I really hope that I'm available to help out at Maker Faire, because that shit's a blast.
Yeah.
Maker Faire is just so much fun, and there's so much fun to be able to help run a table or build a car or whatever. Very much looking forward to it.
Have you been to Maker Faire recently?
Not recently, no. I haven't been in probably 4 or 5 years.
It
Are
has
they not a blast anymore?
it has also gotten a lot bigger.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Still a blast.
Yeah. I think the one at the Science Center was the last one that I went to, so that must have been a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back at the fairgrounds and are essentially using the entirety of the fairgrounds and all their buildings.
Yeah, the Fairgrounds was that's where we did the first couple. It was a much better venue, I felt.
Yeah, it's incredible now. It's great. You'll have fun if you can attend this year.
Yeah, awesome. I really hope I can.
Just want to turn the
Right.
away from playing directly at me.
No.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. At some point, we'll coordinate getting you your provisional badge.
Yeah, all good.
And if you ever want to use the space, we have a 1-month waiting period. So just knock a stool over.
Okay.
And
Can I take notes on that? Not to...
Slack and ask, hey, is anyone going to be here at whatever time?
All right, cool.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah, Saturday mornings, Roger's usually here. Saturday evenings, I'm usually here, though my time's going to be split for Maker Faire stuff. So
Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys.
awesome. Did you need to introduce, or did you already introduce? Oh,
But I was curious what DP means, because I only know one acronym definition for that.
DP?
Yeah, he said that you do a lot of
Photography.
DPs. Thank you.
Dr. Pepper. That's Dr. Pepper.
Director of photography.
I know now.
Yeah. That man you just talked to is the Dr. Pepper.
I think that's the 4th one now.
Anyways, that brings us to the end of our agenda. We had one person complete the process fully this month, and that is Prince. So welcome, Prince, to FamiLAB. I believe he is mostly in the wood shop, so you'll see him floating around and making awesome stuff. Great. Does anybody have anything else to add to the official meeting before we adjourn? 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you for joining us for this August meeting for FamiLAB. As always, be awesome to one another. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us, the board, know if you need us to help facilitate whatever. We are here to serve the membership and help you. You can email us, you can message us on Slack with @board, and we also have a anonymous issue reporting form at l.familab.org/issues. So yes, thank you, and go make awesome shit. Meeting